Okay, sir, we can start. So, a very good evening to one and all present here. I am Tushar Chauhan, one of the founder of Hilbert Street Club, IIT Madras VS. On behalf of IIT Madras family, I extend a warm welcome to our honorable guest, Mr. Siddhant Kishore sir, founder of TWS Gurukul. I also welcome to the audience for gracing and adding value in this vibrant session. Siddhant Kishore sir is a serial entrepreneur, business coach, founder of the Better Education, CEO of Minute Enterprise, ex-CEO of DVM Media, Income and ex-head of growth. He began trading stock where he grew his portfolio 4 times in just 8 months. He was also a part of QNET, a direct making company where he worked as a business partner. Firstly, I request to Bidhatri, he can introduce to the club. Then after Siddhant sir, take the forum and he can introduce to the eagerly waiting audience. So Bidhatri, you can introduce firstly to the club. Then after we can start with sir. So Bidhatri.
Okay. Hello everyone, I am Vidhatri and I am working as research wing volunteer, and thank you Hilbert Street team for giving me this chance to present in front of you all. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Welcome to IITM's Finance Club, which is known to be the Hilbert Street. This is the first ever and the most awaiting session of our club. Our club is a vibrant community where you can connect with like-minded individuals, share ideas, and of course gain tons of knowledge from the content we provide in WhatsApp groups and interactive sessions like today's. So be ready to take the full advantage of our club through your active participation. Get ready for an exhilarating ride because in the world of finance, every number tells a story and every decision makes your future. Okay. Ever wondered why we are called Hilbert Street Finance Club? Well, this is in the remembrance of great mathematician David Hilbert. The influence of his contributions can indirectly impact decision-making processes, especially in areas such as computer science and logic. Hilbert's space method, used in quantum theory in the context of decision making under uncertainty. Certainly, for his groundbreaking contributions to mathematics, Hilbert's profound influence extends into finance. Okay. We are a group of passionate individuals dedicated to exploring the exciting realms of finance. We are trying to foster a community where financial curiosity thrives. In today's world, understanding finance is vital, and our club is here to make that journey not just educational but enjoyable. So, once again, I invite you all to join our dynamic community where each member contributes to the ever evolving narrative of finance. Who we are. What sets the Hilbert Street Finance Club apart in is our dedication to creating more than just a club. We are building a community where ideas flow, knowledge grows, and friendships are forged. We are about practical applications, real world decisions, and sharing experiences. So, if you are ready to unfold the mysteries of finance, connect with an amazing community, have an active participation, and have tons of fun along the way. Okay, what are our goals? We provide platform for students to learn and discuss various topics and issues related to finance. We collaborate with other clubs, organizations, and institutions that share similar interests and goals in finance. We organize workshops, seminars, guest lectures to enhance the knowledge and skills of club members. We conduct research and analysis for financial data, enabling predictive modeling to anticipate trends. Thank you.
So thank you, Bidhatri. I request to Siddhant sir, please leaders to our anticipating audience.
Welcome, audience members. May I request the host to please hand me over the co-hosting so that I can share my screen if and when required.
Yes, sir.
And which language would you like me to conduct the session in? English, Hindi, French, Tamil, Urdu, Gujarati. I don't know all these languages. I know only English, Hindi. So only those two are allowed.
Mahesh sir, please make Siddhant sir admin host. Mahesh sir, please make Siddhant sir host of the meeting.
Till the time I'm handed over the host, let me ask you guys, where do you all belong from? The best part is we are witnessing one of the best ways of modern day wealth generation for the youth. Live right here. You guys are learning sitting at home without any physical presence. You are just learning from home. And that is a way to earn money in the future. You can sit at home, sit anywhere in the world you want, and provide education and garner education. And the provider can charge money for it. This is also one of the ways we'll be talking about today. Let's see. Let's see which city has more people participating from. So I see city. Or let's go states. Cities will be too much. Let's go states. So I see one Odisha, one Hyderabad, chalo Telangana. There's Maharashtra, Kerala, Rajasthan, UP for the win, guys. State, man. Kanpur is not a state. Give me a state. Haryana, UP is killing it. Not just with the highest number of seats in the parliament, but also with the highest number of seats in Hilbert Street Club. ऐसा कैसे हो रहा है? Future politicians? AP Maharashtra. Chalo, good to know. West Bengal. We have one West Bengal. आप DM क्यों कर रहे हो सैयद भाई? Tell it to the world. एक second. I'll need you guys to stop the screen sharing for a bit. We'll get to the Q&A at the end.
Dhatri can stop.
Perfect. Sorry for that. So, welcome students of IIT Madras. What exactly do you guys learn? First, tell me that. What is your course about? Let's have a small conversation, Tushar. Would you like to have the conversation or with Dhatri? Any one of you can answer. And in this session, are we allowed to interact with mics open, or would you like me to make it only text and mic?
Sir, in last we give chance to few participants who can ask question with you.
Of course. We'll give the opportunity at the end, but right now, the problem is, I know that Siddhant, Tushar, and Vidhatri are sitting like this, but Rohit could be sleeping. Mahesh could be watching a movie, and Vivek could probably not even be in the session. And Ajay's dog might be watching the session. So we can do either of two things. One, we can enable everybody's cameras and mics. We can enable everybody's mics and have an interaction. Or please, at least two to three people, please turn on the cameras, man.
I request to everyone, please open your camera. Audience,
Yeah,
please turn on your.
ये cheating है. Why do you have to wait for Tushar bhai to request? My request also you should listen to. I'm the guest speaker here. Cheating है ये. Chalo. Anyway, guys, so why don't you drop down in the chat? What do you guys study? So that I can try to make things easier and more relatable for you guys to understand. I need two things. So this is how you explain. So I'll tell you this. 27, that's my age, and stock market. That's the topic I learn or teach. If you could do the same, I get an idea. Data science. Brilliant. So age followed by what you do. Come on, Tushar, bhai, take the lead. Show everybody how it's done, man.
सर हमारी सारी ऑडियंस चाहती है कि वो 25 की एज में रिटायर हो जाए फाइनेंशियली
25 की एज में
और
रिटायर हो जाए. यहाँ पे बहुत लोग मुझे 30-40 साल के लग रहे हैं. अब मैं बताऊंगा नहीं कौन है, वो आप लोग कमेंट्स में गेस कर सकते हो.
मैक्सिमम ऑडियंस सर 17 टू 19 एज की एज ग्रुप है और
30 साल की हूँ मैं.
ऑल ओवर
आपको इस सेशन के एंड तक रिटायर करवा दूंगा अगर आप सबने कैमरा खोल दिया. इस सेशन के एंड तक आप रिटायर हो सकते हो. एंड तक सोचो.
और सर हमारा जो कोर्स है बीएस डिग्री में और डाटा साइंस का कोर्स है, और
Uh-huh.
ऑल ओवर द इंडिया से यहाँ पे सब होंगे आप।
So everybody's
आपने
doing
टेस्ट
data
में
science
देखा।
here. Brilliant.
यस सर, यस।
Brilliant. Brilliant. You're already doing something very,
और
very modern.
ऑडियंस, हमारी ऑडियंस सर जानना भी चाहती है कि टेक्निकल एनालिसिस से कैसे हम सेशन को बढ़िया कर सकते हैं अपना स्टॉक मार्केट।
Technical analysis. चलो उस पर भी टच अप करेंगे. So I was talking about wealth generation, or I want to talk about more topics, but we can stick this to specifically technical analysis if that's what you guys want. Would you want that, or would you want me to cover other aspects? Let's stick to technical analysis. Let's make it easier. 56 data science. There you go. अब सर जी तो नहीं हो सकते 25 साल तक रिटायर. 23 data science, technical analysis rocks. चलो, we'll talk about some technical analysis stuff. And by the end of the session, अगर आपको रिटायर होना है, आपको बेसिकली हिमालय जाना पड़ेगा. There's no other way. The only way to reach any goal is through long term hard work. आपको एक कहानी बता रहा हूँ. So यूएस में लॉटरीज बहुत निकलती हैं. English, Hindi, again, just let me know that. I'm
सर
I'm
इंग्लिश इज
comfortable with
गुड।
both. English is fine. So once upon a time in the states of United, in the United States, so there are lotteries. In India also there are lotteries. In that you have to select a ticket, and whoever wins, they get a lot of money. So every year there are winners in the lottery, and they win millions of dollars. Now, for all those who are unaware, millions of dollars is enough money to retire. In the sense, you can live a comfortable life with $1 million in your bank. $1 million is roughly equal to 8.5 crores. That's a pretty good amount to just live off the interest. Interest, अगर आप लोगों को नहीं पता है, for the youngest folks here, when you put money in the bank adds interest every year. So let's say you have 8.5 CR, the bank adds, let's say, 6 to 7% of interest, depending on the bank and depending on the relationship that you have with them. So that's good enough money to retire. Now, this is an easy way, right? You win a lottery, put that money in the bank, retire from the interest. What do you think happens with all these lottery winners? Drop a guess. How many of them retire? Do they retire? Yes or no? And if not, what happens? Just drop me a guess. Let's see. Let's see where your brains are functioning. Yeah, to tell me. Waste the money?
Maybe they
सर
could start a company.
Start a company. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Tell me more dreams and wishes, man. मुझे भी जानने. और क्या क्या ख्याली पुलाव पकाया जा सकता है. That's a good
जैसा
one.
मैं लॉटरी
That's what we're supposed to do. Hmm. Tell me,
अभी
Neha.
लास्ट में इंडिया में केस आया था
Invest their
लॉटरी से
money
रिलेटेड।
again.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. They should invest their money. They probably invest their money. They're smart people. They're Americans, of course. Americans are smarter than Indians, no? Hmm. Reinvest. Few go bankrupt. Few. Okay, okay. Goes for another lottery. Value investment. Oh my God, you guys are completely off the charts, man. The reality is 30%, no, 40%, 56, 90% of lottery winners lose their money within the first 3 years.
यस सर।
Entire capital. Investment is a good dream to have. So even if I make you retire financially, physically, mentally, however, in the next 30 minutes, statistically, you guys are data scientists. Statistically, you guys cannot hold it. And this is true for the dumb Americans, and it's also true for the smart Indians. We are smarter than them. And in every aspect. That is why our CEOs are there. So number one, let's be proud of where we stand. And number two, let's realize that making money in the short term is not the goal. The goal is to consistently build wealth while enjoying what you do. I'll give you another example. How many of you guys want to retire your parents early? मैं इतना कमाऊंगा that mom dad को काम नहीं करना चाहिए. बस हो गया. कितना काम करते हैं? How many of you want to do that? Yeah? I see Lavanya का सपना है. Okay, Neha. Then there's Dev. Vilhatri wants to do that. Why not? I'll tell you why not. What if I tell you that's the worst thing you can do for your parents? Imagine your parents are 60, because that's an ideal age when they can retire. 60 is a good age. They're physically fit. They have no stresses. You can get them retired at 60. And now they have nothing to do except spend your money. Imagine how bored they're going to get. Now, why am I telling you this? The first part of anything related to wealth or money is fixing your mindset. Now, when you retire somebody and you leave them with nothing else to do, they become like vegetables, and you don't want your parents to become vegetables. You want them to, yes, enjoy their life. What we want is for them to feel financially free, not be burdened by finance. You don't want them to stop working. You want them to work on what they love. That is the definition of true financial freedom. At this moment, if I'm not sure about all of you, but statistically again, 90% of you, or 99% of you, because there's only the top 1% that's financially free, 99% of you are not financially free. If you are and you're watching the stream, what are you doing, man? Why are you watching the stream? Anyway, so if you're not financially free, the problem with your mindset is this. You think you want to earn money, lot of money, very fast, but you don't want to work for it. And you think the answer is getting financially free, getting so much money that I can retire. For your parents, it's not good. And for you as a 25-year-old, it's certainly not good. Let's say you got the money that you want. Let's say you have, what's the number? Drop me the number. If we have proper source of income, why can't they enjoy the life we're retiring? I'll tell you that also. What's the number? How much money do you think is enough to retire? 100 CR. Good. Close to $13 million. What else? What are your numbers? 25 CR. 200 CR. So these numbers are brilliant, guys, and this is achievable. And the only way to achieve that, we'll talk about that also. Now imagine that you have retired, you're 25. Even I had this dream. When I was, let's say, 19, even I wanted to retire by 25. That was my dream. Now I hate the idea of retirement. Like, what the hell am I going to do? कितनी भी सुंदर बीवी हो, कितनी शक्ल देखूंगा मैं उसकी? I can't look at her face all day. ना, it's very boring. Please, जाओ भाई, काम पे जाओ. That's the thing. See, it's not just true with your wife, it's not just true with the children. Even your parents, don't your parents fight? Imagine if your parents are constantly just sitting there watching TV, living that life. That's retirement, right? They have chefs cooking for them. They have sweepers cleaning for them. If they want to go to the hospital, there's a driver coming to pick them up. Your mom and dad are left with no responsibility. That's a waste of a life. You don't want that for yourself or for your parents or for anybody. So first and foremost, let's clear the thing from our head that we want retirement. You don't want retirements. You guys want freedom. The thing that we want is freedom. Financial and mental and geographical. Geographical meaning, मुझे जब जिधर जाना है, I can go there. That's the kind of freedom we're looking for. Because right now, let's say your country is under a war. Not India, whatever country you're in, at that point, you're in a war. Ukraine, for example. You can't leave that country, but all the top 1%ers got to leave the country. Oh, that is geographical freedom. Freedom of speech, the true freedom of speech. If you're poor, anybody can just trash you in the jail. But if you're rich, that's not really possible. So these are the kinds of freedom we're looking for. And that is enabled by money, by wealth. Wealth is what we're looking for. Physical health is also important so that you eat well and all those things. Now let's talk about how we generate this wealth. Now, 197.8 crore. What is that number? Any random guesses? What is 197.8 crore? Population of India? No.
More people of the world.
No. 197.8 crore is how much future population? Yeah, of course. कभी ना कभी तो जाएगा. इसको बोलते हैं data science. Accurate. 197.8 CR is how much Mukesh Ambani earns every day for an average. So it is possible to retire in a day if you're Mukesh Ambani. Why is he still working? Is he silly? No. He's the smartest of us all. Probably combined, he has more experience than us all. To get to that level, Mukesh Ambani doesn't look for a job. What Mukesh Ambani does is ownership. Ownership is the only legitimate way on this planet to become wealthy. There are two kinds of societies, two major kinds of societies. There's capitalist societies and there are socialist societies. Now, I don't want to. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
And let me just disable some stuff on the security thing. Okay. So there's a capitalistic. तो मुझे पहले डॉक्टर बनना था. That's why my handwriting is like this. And socialist. Okay, there are two kinds of societies. Now I'll tell you the major pointers. This one. Number one, for this, private ownership. That means you own stuff. This is the first aspect of it. And in this, it's government ownership. So, for example, in South Korea, you can't own land really because everything is owned by the government. But in other aspects, other parts of the world, you can own land. For example, Tushar ke naam pe ek land ho sakta hai if he wants to buy in Chennai, Maharashtra, wherever, UP, wherever you guys are from. Next thing. It is reward based on effort. Here, equal reward for all. Why am I explaining this to you? This is the kind of society we all dream of. Most of us, we want equality. How many of you want equality in the world? Total, complete equality. How many of you all want that? Say, show me in the chat. Chat क्यों नहीं दिख रहा मेरे को? Where's the chat? So, हर चीज में equality होनी चाहिए. No, no. David doesn't want that.
I think it is not possible.
100%. It's not possible तो अलग बात है. As data scientists, yes, possibilities की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. We're not talking about probabilities. We are talking about what you want. So Dhanush wants this, Shashank wants this. In a world where everybody is equal, everybody is rewarded equally, there is no progress. Why do you guys work hard? Why do you guys work? What is the motivation for that? You will be rewarded disproportionately the harder you work. The longer you delay your gratification, the better your reward is. Now, what is delayed gratification? It means giving up on today's pleasures to achieve pleasure in the future. That is delayed gratification. And that is the society we live in. That is what our society currently rewards. You take a risk, let's say you take a loan, maybe you take a land, maybe something. You follow a different path. You take a risk. You defy your parents, you defy the society, you don't listen to what they're saying. 5 years, maybe you don't get any results. Like me, I did not get results for the first 19 कब था, now I am where I want to be, or on the way to where I want to be. वो तो बढ़ते रहेगा, that reward keeps going up. But if back then I had this mindset, everybody should be equal and to get the reward, I would never get here. That is when I delayed gratification. So I was 18 when I first entered the stock market. My friend's dad helped me get into this because he wanted some really good people to enter the stock market. I earned a lot of money in the beginning. I had enough money from 5,000 rupees. I was living at 5,000 rupees rent. From there on, stock markets had enough money to buy a flat in Pune. Pune city is a pretty good city, and back then it was expensive. So that is how much money I earned. And since then, I've been rich, is what I would like to say. But no, I lost everything then. And that is when your brain goes haywire. That is when I decided I need to delay gratifications. And when you delay gratifications, that's when you can start realizing how wealth is generated. Money can be earned like this. I can tell you easy techniques to earn money right now. If you want to list, you can just create AI avatars and post pictures on Instagram. There's OnlyFans. These are quick money. And I'm not even kidding. If this is what you're after, you can do this. There's also drop servicing. These are quick hacks to make money. You can search these terms. Today we'll talk about technical analysis after this. But real wealth is only generated in the long term. Regardless of whatever method you choose, if you want to generate wealth, Wealth being 197.8 CRs in a day. These businesses won't earn with that. Real wealth you can generate slow and steady. And stock market is one of the best ways to generate real wealth. So, like I was talking about ownership, you need to have some private ownership because if you own something and the value of the entire thing goes up, the value of your part also goes up. And that is how stock ownership works. That's how land ownership works. That's how crypto ownership works. That's how gold ownership works. Any kind of ownership, that's how it works. And that's how people generate wealth. So, let's talk about how we look at stocks, how we can generate some money through stocks. So far, do you guys have any questions or any thoughts you want to share on the topics that we discussed so far? If not, we can just move on to the stocks. I'll take a minute to check out your chat. If you have any questions, else we'll move on. We'll just open my trading view as well.
Not so a question like as how to do research for selecting sectors for investment and building portfolio.
Specific sectors, well, that is a very long and tedious process. One thing you can do is you can create AI tools. I recently created a tool for stock research. So it sets up 3 team members for you, 3 to 4, how many you want to set up. Those team members do individual researches. One researches websites, one researches data, one researches some other aspect, and these 3 interact with each other. And I've built an AI model like that and gives you final analysis. I'll be creating a video soon on my channel regarding that. For now, let's discuss some candlesticks as well. Ye to khair last में I can take up these different doubts. Anything related to this, anything that I've discussed so far? No, then we can just move on to the charts. Let me just open a certain few things on my screen so that it becomes easier for me to explain. Let's pick a table, let's do that. Because I don't want to tell you guys quick get rich quick schemes. I'll tell you how you can actually get rich through easy methods. Right age to start investing. As soon as you're legally allowed, 18, to invest, first I have to establish a continuous earning source. Invest, yes. Yes, you do need one source of income, true. Then there's how to earn money first. If I able to earn money, then should we need to invest in farming fields? That's one way. That's one aspect to investment. Trickle down theory in practice. Trickle down theory in practice in the sense, what exactly would you want to know about this? Trickle down effect can be described in a lot of terms, a lot of aspects. Chalo, we'll discuss about that. So the screens that I want to open is here. Can you guys see my screen now? So this is Nifty's chart. Okay. What we're looking at right now is the weekly chart of Nifty. So let me explain what we are looking at so that we are all on the same page. In this chart, we are looking at, this is the time frame. This is a website called tradingview.com. Here is where we study charts of stock. Now, what does chart mean? Let's say I go to France. I'm talking to some human being. What am I doing? I'm speaking in French, for example. I'm speaking a language. Those people are what we are studying or what we are trying to interact with. And for example, if you want to interact with a stock, we look at charts. We look at candlesticks. In simple terms, candlestick is the language we use to understand stock charts. As simple as that. You can't go to China and speak French. 1 or 2 people might know, nobody else will know. So on the stock market, you can't go and just speak English. Charts is what we study. And let me promise you, this is much, much easier than any language you ever learned. Okay, let me explain to you what to look at in a chart. If you guys want, you can follow along. First, go to tradingview.com. You can just type something like this. You go to trading. View Nifty chart. You can just Google this. First one, open this and see on super charts. This is it. कुछ ऐसा screen दिखेगा. Let me just set it to default so that it becomes easier for you. This is what your chart will look like as soon as you open it. Now, on the left, this is where you search the names of the chart. There's Nifty, Nifty 50, and lots of names are there. We'll just look at Nifty because Nifty is the collection of top 50 stocks in India, Nifty 50. So if you're looking at Nifty, we are pretty much looking at how India as a country is performing. And that's my favorite part about stock market. See, I'm the kind of person who likes to watch, who is interested in everything pretty much. If you talk about fashion, I'm interested in fashion. If you talk about music, I'm interested in music. If you talk about gaming, I love gaming. I'm a Dota player, by the way. Any Dota players here in the chat? Dota CS player. And if you talk about sports, I love sports. If you talk about food, I vegetarian nahi hu main, so butter chicken. Any for vegetarians, butter paneer. I love food. I love everything. I love everything. I love life pretty much. That's my answer. So I wanted a place where I get to study everything. Stock market is this place. So when I'm studying these charts, I'm pretty much studying how my country is performing. And when I study the global charts, I get to understand how the world is performing. Let me ask you something. If you want to know how the stock is performing, or for example, HDFC has made a profit or a loss, HDFC Bank, or for example, Reliance Company has made a profit or a loss, what's the first place you will get to know? Is it news? Is it chart? Or some other way? What's the first way you as a normal person can know it? News or chart? You think chart, some are saying news. So the ones who are saying news, obviously it's news, guys. How will you see it from the chart? Let me tell you, most media that you see today is delayed and mostly manipulated. But that I don't want to discuss a lot about because that can be very controversial. What I want to tell you is anything that you see is happening in the news, you'll see it on the chart first. Okay? So, for example, if you see Reliance, this is a big move, right? So, when you see a green candle, it means people have bought it at higher and higher prices. So, in a single day, Reliance has moved about 7%. A stock like Reliance, it's a big stock. It moved 7% just yesterday. News came after this. The stock moved before this. So it's always on the chart that you see the data first. For example, if you go to France and let's say France में कुछ problem होने वाला है, will a French citizen know that first or will some national news know that first? A citizen will know that first. Why? Because he is living that life. That's how, with reading the charts, you can know the state of the economy first. You can know what is going to happen in a stock first. That is why we study charts. You study any brand, regardless of what thing you're interested in. This is Nifty. We can see gold here. If somebody is into farming, you can see the price of, let's say, potato. Even potato, you can see potato futures. Mr. Potato, ये ढूंढना पड़ेगा वैसे. Or for example, crude oil is there. You have rice futures क्यों नहीं आ रहा? There you go. There's the price of rice futures. There's anything. Aluminum is there. Anything that you want to study in life, in the markets, you can see the prices. It is the aluminum spot. Then what else is there? Anything, man. Basically every sector. Bitcoin bhi hai. Okay. Any sector you want to study, you can see it on the chart. So let's get back to Nifty. What are we seeing here? So over here, name of the stock. This is how much duration we want to study it in. Are we studying a 1 day candle, 1 week candle, 1 minute candle? Now, what does this mean? Every candle will represent 1 day or anything you choose from here. For ease of understanding, let's choose 1 day. Now, when you see a 1 day chart, we are looking at how Nifty is performed on a daily basis, candle by candle. Now, red candle means it has closed below it has closed at a lower number than before. On the right, we see the number. Okay, so 21,800 matlab it went till here. This is the level it went until the lines that you see, and it came below till here, 21,500. So that's roughly 300 points that it fell. Okay, if you see it like this, let's change the color of this line. Now, from this, what do you understand? That today Nifty was slightly weak. That's it. That's what we infer from the chart. Now, how do we look at investment in this? So, historically, if you're looking to invest, what kind of investments do you guys like? I'll tell you some crazy fact after this. What is the best form of investment according to you guys? Any stock suggestions? Real estate, it could be cars, it could be watches. What's the best form of investment according to you guys?
EV sector.
Market, ourselves. Ourselves, yes. Ourselves is yes. Yourself is the best form of investment. What's the second best? Mutual fund, SIP, real
Sir,
estate.
SIP are good in long term. Like a medicinal form.
True. Now, which one of you data scientists can create a model of compounding interest of next 20 years? You start from, let's say, 1 lakh rupees, compounds 12% every year. What's the return I get after 20 years? Tell me. Who will do it first? 20 years of compounding interest. Compounding years, matlab, initially it starts with 1 lakh, next year it's 1,12,000. After that, add another 12% on 1,12,000, another 12% on that after 20 years, and give me after 30 years as well. Come on, let's see who's first. I'm not that good with Excel, otherwise I'd do it. I have a simple hack. We have another modern source of income, ChatGPT. Let's see. I don't want the formula, man. My God, relax. Chalo, Siddharth wins. Now, this is 1 lakh rupees. If you just invest it now and leave it in the market, don't add any money. And this is the amount you'll reach at, which is 38 lakhs after 30 years, जो कि Siddharth ने बताया, Siddharth is right. Now, let's say instead of 1 lakh, I add 10K every month as SIP. What's the amount now? 12%. CAGR is nothing but compound annual growth rate. This is one of the easiest methods of wealth generation, guys. You invest in Nifty. Nifty has grown at an average of 12% per year if you look at a long-term figure. No. It's not compounded monthly. Holy shit. It's compounded, it's compounded annually. But anyway, who can give me the number if it's compounded annually? We're adding 10,000 every month. That's it. Just 10,000 every month. But if it did, this would be the value. Approximately 1 CR. Annual compounded, correct. It's correct. So after 20 years, just investing 10,000 a month in SIP, you would have around 1 CR. That's crazy. And that is the power of compound interest, guys. And that's how wealth is generated. So one of the best investors of our time, Warren Buffett. We know there are 7 wonders in the world. Warren Buffett found an 8th wonder. And he said, compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Compound interest means you just put in some money and with time, it keeps increasing. Now, why am I suggesting compound interest? Because initially, remember, we said आप बैंक में पैसा रख सकते हो, it can increase by 6 to 7% or whatever, or ideally 4% पे बढ़ता है जैसे जैसे capital बढ़ता है. But why am I saying 12% is better? Because there's something known as inflation. We can talk about why inflation exists later, but what inflation is, every year your money's value is lesser. For example, if this is at 6% or something, so every year, let's say today you have 1 lakh, next year it is worth 6% less. Uske next year it's worth 6% less. The value of money that's kept in your bank keeps decreasing. Now, if you see inflation is at 6% and the bank is paying your interest of 4%, every year you're losing 2% in interest. But if the inflation is 6% and you are gaining at 12%, you are generating wealth. So our first goal to become wealthy is to start trying to beat inflation. And one of the easiest ways to beat inflation is to invest in something known as Nifty index fund. Or you can try Nifty ETF. Any broker in India will get you this. If you want a safe investment, you can just try Nifty ETF. Now, the way to invest is not investing in lump sum. मतलब you don't invest money at once, you invest monthly. Now you might be saying कि sir ये तो मैंने इस वीडियो में देखा, ये तो उधर देखा है. Why are you telling me this? Tell me how to analyze stock. Tell me how to make money. Guys, if you have 10 to 20 lakhs, that is when you start looking at other sources of income. In case if your annual earning is under 10 lakhs, living cost हटा के, let's say you're saving 1 lakh, this money ideally has to go to your PPF account. That's the first rule of investing. Now, why am I telling you investing? Because trading comes later. Day trading, swing trading, this comes later. First is securing funds. The first rule of any form of money making is to secure funds, have an emergency fund. Secure fund, have an emergency fund. The easiest way to do this is to invest in something called PPF. Why? In PPF, you can invest a maximum of 1.5 lakh per annum. This money is tax free. Not just the amount you invest, but the amount you withdraw. Every other source of income will be taxed at the applicable rate. This is tax free. So this has to be your first source of investment as a smart investor. PPF, EPF, whatever works for you, this has to be the first source of investment. इसके बाद you add on some safer sources like Nifty ETFs. इसके बाद we get to trading individual stocks or whatnot. Okay? This is where you start generating passive wealth. Now, why am I saying this is important? Because let's say you only have 1 lakh rupees in your account and you use this for trading. Now, trading is a business. In business, you have profits and you also have losses. If you lose any money, let's say you lose minus 10K, you cannot handle yourself. I can guarantee you, you cannot handle yourself. And this is when you start making losses in the stock market. Why? Because you see a loss, and now your mindset is from wealth generation to wealth recovery. And a recovery mindset never works in the market. You always need to live or think with an abundance mindset in life and in the market. Now, try to remember the times when you were working or you were writing an exam or you were preparing for an exam with a lack mindset. I don't have time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough sheets. I don't have enough knowledge. If you go and give an interview with this knowledge, with this mindset, or if you go and give an exam with this mindset, would you succeed? It's not possible. You have to think with an abundance mindset that you have a lot of things available to you, access that you have access to. Iska simple example, if I give you, let's say you are here standing and trying to learn stocks from the same source, from me, and there's Anant Ambani, Mukesh Ambani's son. Who is more likely to succeed with money? This guy. Why? Because he has more money to lose. You don't. The more you're willing to lose, the more you're willing to learn and earn. That's the reality of life. Because remember what I said? Delayed gratification is where long-term results lie, is where bigger results lie. So in short term, you have to be willing to lose out. So the more you can lose out, the more you can win. Remember this principle for the rest of your life, even for your exams. Let's say you're writing an exam and you have to prepare for that exam. The more you're willing to lose out on sleep, the more you're willing to lose out on fun time with friends, the better you're going to perform at your exam. And that's the reality of life. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm just saying delay that fund. All right. So that you can make your parents' retirement quicker. What kind of retirement? A retirement where they have these freedoms and they can still get to enjoy what they love to do. That's the freedom we're looking for. Now let's get to the charts. How do we analyze this? These are the basics, because without telling you all this, if I straight away go to the charts, it will be a problem, because I don't want you guys to start investing without all this. So let's say you're seeing a chart. This is a Nifty chart. If you're seeing a red candle, it's pretty much opening at the top, closing at the bottom. You're seeing a green candle, opening at the bottom, closing at the top. Now, what do we have to study in these charts? When we're investing, we look at something known as the monthly chart, 1 month. So over here, you scroll down, you get to 1 month, you look at 1 month charts. And first you try to study whether the stock is going up or down. Now, I'll click on this part, ये candles जो दिख रहा है, I'll click on this and make it line. I'm just trying to study it in a different language. Again, like I said, candlesticks are market's language. Even line chart is another simpler language of the market. Now, in just one look, guys, is this chart going up or is it going down? Tell me in the chat. Is it going up? Is it going down? Up, up, up. Number one rule of investing, only invest in stocks that are going up. हमें चढ़ती गाड़ी में ही इन्वेस्ट करना है, और चढ़ती गाड़ी में चढ़ते कब है? जब गाड़ी रुकती है. That's the second rule. The place where you invest, when the car stops. Where all has it stopped? I'll show you how it looks when market stops. So this is what it looks. देखो, this is the market stopped. This is a 1 month chart. 1, 2, 3, few months it stopped here. So let me just mark it. You come to this one, you select another one. This is the one I want, a box. This is where it stopped. So when you see market stopping here, and market comes here next, this is where you invest. Okay? Next market has stopped here. So whenever market will come here, this is where you invest. Two rules of investment and trading as well. Trading I'll get to that later. But whenever market stops, comes back to that place, that's where you invest. I'll show you another example. I'll show you from the past so that it becomes easy for you to understand. Just you see, market has stopped here. Okay? Stopped here, went down, came here. When it goes up, comes down to check it again, that's when you invest. This is known as price action. How price acts. The nature of price is to perform in this kind of manner. It doesn't just run in a straight line, it goes up and down like a wave, something like this. It's like light. It can perform, what do you call it, as a particle and as a wave, both at once. As a particle, the closer you look at it, it performs like a particle. And if you go even closer at the micro, what's the zooming level that we have to see it at? At that way, it performs as a wave. It has dual nature. So that's like the market. It has dual nature. If you look at it as a standstill, it can be nothing. It can be boring. But if you look closer, you'll see it performing in waves. Now, why do these waves happen? What do you think, guys? What's the reason? Quantum level, correct? Exactly. So at the quantum level. So give me one reason. It's a very simple reason why these waves happen. I'll explain it to you. What are your guesses? Give me a guess. Why do you think these waves happen in the market? Why can't it just go up in a straight line? Rohit, you can't be doing that. You can't be giving the right answers. Yes, it is supply demand, pretty much demand and supply. So you guys already know this thing. So it's nice. Two people know this. So let me also explain in simple terms how the supply demand works so that your belief in the market gets better. Let's say you're looking at dairy milk. What's the reason that the price of dairy milk has remained rupees 10? A bar has remained rupees 10 and not rupees 11 or 15? Because the size has gone down. Yes, inflation and all these things are always into play. Price has gone down, but the price has remained rupees 10. Why? Because psychologically, for us, rupees 10 is the right price. Rupees 15 is expensive. Then you would say, why is he not reducing the cost to make it simpler and easier for people to buy? अरे भाई लोग खरीदेंगे इस पे तो उनका cost कम हो जाएगा, उनका profit margin कम हो जाएगा, so they can't do this. The only thing they have is to anchor a price, stick to this, keep reducing the quantity. Now, if we make it 15, it's expensive. So imagine this in terms of petrol now. Now, let's say petrol started at rupees 50. Next, petrol is at rupees 100. Okay? When petrol is at 50, you think it's easy to buy. So petrol at 50, it is cheap. So it has been doing this, let's say, for 2 years. Petrol is 50, went to 100. Now at 100, what do you feel? This is the first time it's 100. Yeah, it's expensive. Ho gaya. कोई बात नहीं. It's 50 again. So finally, I remember it was still 100 once, but it's expensive again. Can't buy so much. Let's buy a lot. Can't buy so much. Let's buy a lot. At one point, what will happen is 100. Yeah, man, it has been 100 too many times. It's cheap now. This is when it goes even further up. Supply and demand, boys. And inflation, of course. This is not exactly how petrol prices work, but I'm talking about your psychology, how this works. Because price keeps hovering. At some point, there are more buyers and fewer buyers. If there are more people willing to buy at a certain price, the price keeps increasing. For example, if you're buying a service, if you're buying anything, or if you're going to a shop regularly, you're buying one single product, if the product is viral, the shopkeeper will be greedy and want to increase his prices. As soon as he increases prices, at some point you'll start feeling it's expensive. Once you feel it's expensive, you'll stop buying. And when you stop buying, the shopkeeper will feel bad. He'll lower the prices. And when the price is lowered, that's when it becomes cheaper. This cycle goes on for a while until the expensive price starts feeling cheaper. And then there's something called a breakout that happens. And when this breakout happens, that's when you and the shopkeeper will make money. How will you make money? We invest in stocks that are close to a breakout. I'll show you an example of that also. What is a breakout? How does it function? Remember, I told you that we have to look at stocks which have held a spot. When they get out of that spot, that's when we look to invest. See, this happened once, this happened twice, this is probably happening thrice. Next time when it comes around 19,000 level, this is when we look to invest. I'll show you a simple example also today. So just today, I shared a stock, which I can't show here, but this was the stock I shared today to my channel, Tata Motors. Okay, the investment strategy was very simple. Yeah, this is the level I gave. And as soon as it broke out, I said, you can buy this. You can check it out on my Telegram. It's freely available. It's just for knowledge. I'm not able to open this right now, but if I can show it here, easier. See, if you can see this was the chart of Tata Motors, the same chart, this chart. See, this is the level. I said Tata Motors looks good for breakout. And the reason for that is, this is the place where market stopped. Okay? When market stopped, what is happening is a lot of people are accumulating the stock. Either they're buying or they're selling. And this is the best place you can look to invest as a long-term investor and as a trader as well. Because this is where big money is investing. Your goal in the stock market is not to do what most people aren't doing. Your job in the stock market is to do that which the majority of money is doing. I have one principle in life that has helped me get wealthier. Don't do what rich people say. Do what rich people do. So on the charts, we study what the rich people are doing. So when the market halted like this, and what's the first thing that we look at, guys? We look at whether it is a rising chart. The chart is rising, continuously rising. And now on a smaller time scale, it has halted. As soon as it broke out, we enter the chart. We enter this trading. Okay. If I'm telling you a simple methodology, we're just looking at charts which are rising or which are falling, which has halted, which is giving a break in the direction of the trend. That's it. If you want to find such stocks, I can give you only one easy way and a hard way. First, I'll tell you the hard way. The hard way is to just keep scrolling one by one, 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 and looking at every chart and analyzing it. See it on the 1 day, okay, it is rising. See it on the 15-minute, okay, it is short. It is not breaking out. If it went on the top side, I would buy this. You have to keep doing this for the entire process. The easy way is to head to my website. And I don't know if I can share my website, guys. Let me know if I can share this website or not. If I can share the website, I'll share the website. It's available on my website. Or the other one is you can head to Ticker Tape. This is for investment. You can go to screeners. On screeners, you can choose, let's say, Momentum Monsters, for example. This is a pro stock. I'll just show you how this looks like. They give you stocks that fit these criterias. Okay? These certain criterias they fit. And when they fit these criterias, they are usually in a good place to invest. I have personally used this to invest in certain stocks. Now, for example, TV 18 broadcast is one of the investments that I made. What do I look at? I look at the stock in the same way. How do I analyze it? After this, I do the weekly chart or a monthly chart. See, as soon as I see that it's on a rising basis on a certain time scale, now all these methods you'll have to learn over time. I've made a shit tons of video on this topic. You guys can once go and check it out. But anyway, so once you see that it's on a rising basis, you can start looking at the stock and then you head to a smaller time frame. Look for where the price has stopped. For example, I can see that the price has stopped here. This is the place where I can see the price has stopped. Now, what does it mean for a price to stop? Remember our petrol example. Wherever it stops, that becomes an anchor price. And at the anchor price, lot of the real smart money or the rich money, which we are trying to follow, they also anchor it to the heads because they're also beings of psychology. Today, all this is being done through computers, but at the end of the day, even computers are coded by humans. So they have coded stocks also to be performing in a certain way. Their buying orders are also placed in a certain way. And when history is trying to repeat itself, the previous price will become an anchor. For example, when petrol was, let's say, 100, when it gets to 100 again. So two levels. From 50, it went to 100. Okay. Now here it went to, let's say, 120. From 100, once it goes to 120, now 100 all of a sudden becomes cheaper. Why? Because now 100 is a price I'm okay with, Baba. It has already tested so many times. 100 I'm okay with. Just like Cadbury, you're okay with 10 rupees, but 15 rupees is expensive, you won't buy. And Cadbury can't afford you not buying its chocolates. So it went to 120. Now 120 is expensive and 100 is cheap. So it comes to 100 again. You feel it's cheap, you start buying. The same way in the stock market as well, as soon as it goes out, comes down, you start feeling that this price is cheap. See what happened. It tried to break it once, the previous level. It went twice, went thrice, broke it once, came back down again. Now you feel this is cheap. Why? Because it already has become so expensive. When you feel it's cheap, people buy. And look at that. What happened? Exact thing that we're looking for. Once it enters the cheap area again, the previous expensive area that now is cheap, you have to buy. You might be thinking, for those people who have already seen stock market videos, who already know about stock market, what is this? It's such a basic thing you're telling me. I already know this. Such a simple thing, man. Why am I attending this workshop? What is this? I want something advanced. Let me assure you, money need not be advanced. Money is very simple. You need to do simple things. The hard part is their psychology and patience. If you can be patient for a stock to do what you want it to do, instead of trying to force an entry or an exit, or मुझको भी पैसा लगाना है मेरे बैंक में रखा हुआ, I need to put in that money somewhere. If you don't force that and let nature take its course, let a stock take its course and enter at the right time, that's all you have to do. For example, a person like Warren Buffett, he probably invested into 3 or 4 stocks in a year. Sometimes even one stock in a year. That's it. That's all you need to actually start generating wealth. You need to be right only a few times, probably even once. Even if you're right once, you start winning. That's how money making is done. To identify these stocks, if I could share the link, I'll share that. Otherwise, you can just go to my website, tradingsalan.com, head to free resources, and you can check it out over there. Okay? Otherwise, you can just search for 15-minute inside candle scanner by Trading Siddhant, and you'll find that. Okay, so that is something you can be used as an intraday scanner. Scanner in the sense it will automatically find stocks for you that are stuck in a range we are just talking about. In that range, once it goes out of the range, that's when people start buying and selling. So in stock market, let me tell you about the one last aspect which results in money being made. I'll just make it white again so that you guys can see clearly. Okay, one last aspect I'll tell you, and then we'll have to question answers, and then we can end the session. So when it is stuck in this line, every line that you see on the chart is a representation of people buying and selling. every time a price is reflected on the chart, for example, एक level का candle बन गया, if candle is made like this reflects that at certain prices, every price in this candle, somebody bought and someone sold. ठीक है? You can't just have a buy order and nobody has filled it. Somebody has bought, somebody has sold. Now, if somebody is buying here, they are expecting the market to go up. And if somebody else is selling here, they're expecting the market to go down. Correct? Any doubts about this? We'll get to that later. So this guys, there's somebody here who's expecting the market to go down. There's somebody here who's expecting the market to go up. The market can do only one thing. It can either break above this or below this. Okay? Wrong arrow. Above this or below that. Now, for some time, it is stuck here. Lots of people are there buying and selling. Someone has bought here. Somebody has bought here at this level. Somebody has sold here. Lots of orders up over here. Let's say 100 million worth. Okay? $100 million worth orders are pending here. Now, their idea is I will buy or I will sell here. And as soon as it breaks this level, this we call it as the demand zone or the support level. Once it breaks this level, all the buyers, everybody who has bought, because a buyer is seeing, it is testing this level a lot of times. The petrol, when petrol was 50 rupees, they were like, yeah, I don't think 50 ke niche jayega. A lot of buyers were buying it here, somewhere here. Yeah, as soon as it breaks 100, I'll sell it off at an expensive price. And let's say he bought at 70 rupees and he sold at 120 rupees, he made a profit. That is his idea. Somebody who is taking loan and selling it off 100, he's thinking, I'll just replace it with new petrol at a cheaper price. This is called short selling. We won't get into that. Just know that it is possible to sell before, just on paper. You can sell before, buy later for cheap. That's possible. You can fill it up. Okay? So somebody is selling here, expecting कि यार, I'll sell it at a expensive price, buy it later when it gets very cheap. But if it gets more expensive, I'll just cover my loss. Okay? I'll just cover my loss. And somebody is buying here and they are thinking once it goes down, I'll exit in case it gives me a small loss. Now, as soon as the market breaks one way, lots of buyers and lots of sellers are there who are protecting something known as the stop loss. As soon as one stop loss is hit, market starts booming out. Because now two things are happening. These sellers who sold at a higher price, they are trying to exit the market. Let me clean it up. Sellers who sold anything below this are exiting, thinking, no, now my level has been broken. Lots of buyers are going to come in and they are exiting the market. And over here, everybody who has bought and everybody who missed buying, they are trying to buy at whatever relatively cheaper prices because they're thinking it could go further up. So with this pace, the price of a stock goes up. This is how a rally happens. When you see कि यार stock बहुत बढ़ गया, तेजी से भाग रहा है, this is what is happening. A simple play of supply and demand. This is when demand outpaces supply. And when it breaks down or buyers are losing interest, they are getting afraid and they are giving up. They think, no, it's getting too cheap. I can't hold on to this anymore. Let's just sell it at a small loss. Otherwise, my stocks will get wasted. Okay? So as soon as this breaks, people who bought are exiting and old sellers are getting their profit and new sellers are entering in. They are thinking it'll get even cheaper. Let me sell it at this price because this will become relatively higher and they can just replenish it later on. This is how breakouts happen. And this is the logic we use when we're looking for stocks that are stuck in a range. They break out, they retest because this is cheap again. So all the people who missed buying here, they'll buy at this price thinking now it is already expensive, it'll go further up. This is how price action happens. It is cheap, gets expensive, gets slightly cheap again, relatively cheap, expensive, slightly relatively cheap, expensive, relatively cheap, expensive. That's all the market is. This is how simple I keep the market. This is how simple my analysis was today. If you can see the Telegram, whatever, the Tata Motors shares I'm talking about. That's all we have to look for in investing, in trading, in anything that you have to do with stock market. This is all you need. Any other concept that you see beyond this, it might look great on paper, but it complicates things in your head. Keep it this simple. I'm promising you the smartest people out there. I've spoken to hedge fund managers who are managing over 1,000 CR AUM, assets under management. I've spoken to multi-millionaires. They keep it super simple, man. I've literally had podcasts done with people who earn tens of thousands of dollars every day in the market. The simpler you keep it, the more money you make in the stock market. And remember, regardless of whether you're doing trading or investing, wealth is made in the long term. Money can be made in the short term. Wealth is always in the long term, be it investing or trading. Now, guys, I believe we can open the floor for questions. Please tell me, what can I answer for you?
Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful and generous words. This will definitely help us in our
Most welcome, man.
and we go
You're cracking up, my friend, for sure.
question answering session so that we can go one by one.
I'm open to questions. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know. You can answer in the chat. You can ask questions in the chat. There are two things, man. If you guys don't have any questions, there are two things. Either my guess was right, people were sleeping. Or second, it is very complicated. Or third, मैंने इतना अच्छा समझाया कि सब समझ में आ गया. Third thing I don't think is possible. How can we use AI for stock selection? Third, how sweet, yeah. How sweet. Already India is the most diabetic country in the world. इतना मत बनो मीठा. Not that way. Thank you so much, guys. But seriously, if you guys have any other doubts, let me know. How can we use AI for stock selection? So there's something called Crew AI. Google it. You guys are smart people. I know you can figure it out. Crew AI. Vilhatri is immediately writing it all down. ये edge मेरे से छूट ना जाए. If 9 out of 10 in option trading are losing money, then why government regulating option trading? How many people qualified to IIT Madras? How many out of 10 qualified to IIT Madras? What's the acceptance rate? Why is government not regulating it? It's life, man. In life, only 1 out of 10 wins. There's a reason it's called top 10%. You have to be top 10 in any field. Any. Not a single field where you can be successful has anything above a 10% success rate.
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Yeah, they are asking. They're asking. Aditya, go ahead, man. The only decent guy who's raising his hand. Yeah, how sweet. Tell me, Aditya.
हाँ हेलो सर।
Hi.
सर माय क्वेश्चन इज कि जैसे अभी हम लोग कॉलेज में हैं
Hmm.
तो अपने पास ना टाइम है ना पैसा है, तो
टाइम क्यों नहीं
हम
है?
लोग क्या चीज
टाइम क्यों नहीं है आपके पास?
नहीं मतलब जैसे अगर कॉलेज का क्लास वगैरह कर रहे हैं फिर मतलब जस्ट मान लीजिए ना टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास।
चलो मान लिया बहुत डेडिकेटेड स्टूडेंट हो भाई. चलो.
हाँ तो मतलब क्या इन्वेस्टमेंट में अगर हम लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं तो भाई उसके लिए पैसा मतलब अबंडेंट चाहिए, और अगर हम लोग स्टॉक्स में जाते हैं तो उसके लिए मतलब टाइम चाहिए। अगर पैसा कम हो तो थोड़ा टाइम से भी काम चल जाता है। तो कुछ बीच का रास्ता जिसमें टाइम भी कम लगे कुछ पैसा भी कम लगे।
भाई मेरे को एक चीज बताओ, अगर आपके पास टाइम ही नहीं है तो ना आप सीखने पे टाइम इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो, ना आपके पास पैसा है. जिंदगी में आगे बढ़ने के लिए वी नीड समथिंग नोन एज लेवरेज. लेवरेज, जिसमें एक वर्ड है लेवर, वो फ्रेंच शब्द से आता है. दैट मीन्स लेस एफर्ट फॉर मोर रिवॉर्ड्स. अगर भारी पत्थर उठाना है तो उसके बीच में एक ऐसा कोना रख के ऐसे, इधर पत्थर रहेगा, इधर से वेट डालोगे तो उठेगा. दिस नोन एज अ लेवर. सिंपल चीज, फिजिक्स में जो पढ़ा था. लेवरेज चाहिए होता है. यू कैन आइदर लेवरेज योर
हम्म।
टाइम or you can leverage your effort or money. Okay, so either one you need for effort. If you don't have time or money, your first goal is to make one.
हम्म।
It's your choice. Now, how to make more time? Build processes, build systems for your work. For example, if you're studying, build systems on how to study more efficiently. You have to give up on things. So, if you do not have time in a distance learning program, then you're doing something wrong. You shouldn't be so busy. That's not the purpose of college, to keep you busy in the college. The purpose of college is to prepare you for life. Okay,
हम्म।
so if you're not able to make time, then you need to work on systems. That means I'll study from so and so time, and after this I'll focus that on myself. That's the first investment you make. How you focus on yourself? You build your soft skills, because that's important. You build your communication skills, you build your एनालिटिकल स्किल्स, लॉजिकल स्किल्स. Now you might be thinking, यार ये सब तो टेक्निक्स नहीं है पैसा कमाने के. I promise you, Aditya, if you work on these skills, while you work on these skills, let's say from free resources like YouTube, you will automatically figure out ways to make money for yourself. If you still want other ways, घर बैठे पैसा कमाना है, there's this website called usertesting.com. कोई धात्री लिख रही है कि नहीं?
तो
हाँ, she's writing. Good.
उसके बारे में
Usertesting.com.
थोड़ा ओवरव्यू दे दे तो।
So on usertesting.com, let me just show it to you. तो काफी कंपनीज आती हैं विद द न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज. अमेरिकन कंपनीज होती हैं. व्हाट दे वांट इज कि आप उनके सॉफ्टवेयर या प्रोडक्ट्स को टेस्ट करो. ठीक है, उसको टेस्ट करके आपको वाया वीडियो कॉल बताना होता है कि उनका सॉफ्टवेयर कैसा है, अच्छा लगा नहीं लगा, क्या इसमें प्रॉब्लम्स है. वीडियो कॉल की वजह से चीजें करके आपको बतानी होती है. पहले आपको इनका टेस्ट कंप्लीट करना होता है. इट्स कंप्लीटली फ्री टू ज्वाइन. ठीक है, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू कैन स्टार्ट अर्निंग मनी. नाउ फॉर दिस आल्सो यू नीड सम स्किल्स. यू नीड एनालिटिकल स्किल्स, लाइक आई टोल्ड यू. यू नीड एनालिटिकल, यू नीड कम्युनिकेशन. यू नीड टू हैव योर बेस राइट बाबा. अगर आपका बेस सही नहीं है तो आप कहीं नहीं पहुंच सकते. ना एक चीज मेरे को बताओ, हु विल गो फर्दर अहेड इन लाइफ इन जनरल टर्म्स, कॉमन सेंस के बात में? somebody who is extremely good at technology या somebody who is a better speaker?
Yeah, sir, speaker as well.
Unfortunately, I don't want that either, but that's the reality of life. There is no virtue in being the best artist inside a closet. मतलब कि अगर आप में स्किल्स हैं तो उसको शो करने का भी स्किल जरूरी है आज की दुनिया में. And one of the best leverages we have is social media. ठीक है, so first if you want initial capital, earn something from user testing. लेकिन अगेन उसके लिए बेस क्या लगेगा? आपको कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स लगेंगे ही, एनालिटिकल्स लगेंगे ही. तो ये दोनों आपको बिल्ड करना ही है. तो टेक आउट सम टाइम, बिल्ड दीज स्किल्स. अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, डिलेड ग्रेटिफिकेशन. अभी हो सकता है आदित्य आपको लगे कि यार ये सब तो मैं सीख रहा हूँ, पैसे नहीं आ रहे, ये सब सीख रहा हूँ, पैसे नहीं आ रहे. बट आई प्रॉमिस यू, जिस दिन पैसे आएंगे ना, अगर जल्दी आ गए आप रिग्रेट करोगे कि यार मैंने टाइम क्यों नहीं स्पेंड किया सब सीखने में. Because today, imagine if I did not spend time on my speaking skills, if I was given this opportunity for IITN, I would have to say no. Simple example. Because I can speak, because I can convey my ideas to you, because I have a social media presence, because I have a proven track record. That's why I'm here. Very simple live example for you. There are millions of other people who are not here and I'm here. That's all because I have done this. Everything that I'm telling you, I've done it. A to Z. There's not a single thing in this stream that I've taught you that I don't do.
ठीक ठीक है, थैंक यू
Yeah.
सर इतना
Most welcome.
डिटेल देने के लिए.
Most welcome. Yeah. और भी
Thank you.
चाहिए, you can join my live streams also. उसमें regular ये सब questions पूछते रहे. You can get more answers because see, right now I'll tell you what will happen. Either you're motivated. अब सच बताओ, you're actually motivated या सोचो चल ठीक है बता दिया.
नहीं नहीं, अभी तो
थोड़ी
बिल्कुल
क्लैरिटी
रूब.
है. नहीं
ना
मतलब
ना ना.
क्लैरिटी है. You got clarity, Hilbert?
हाँ हाँ, टुडे इन टुडे सेशन.
No, from what I said for your answer.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
Okay, so this is what will happen. Let's say I'm assuming you actually got clarity. एक हफ्ता ये मोटिवेशन रहेगा, फिर खत्म. क्यों? I'll tell you one simple thing. अब ये चीज थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो सकता है. How many of you guys can actually unalive somebody? I want to use correct terms. Unalive somebody. कितने लोग किसी को उड़ा सकते हैं? Can you? Yes or no? बस बताओ मेरे को चैट में guys. No, no, no. नहीं कर सकते. तो तुमने मच्छर भी नहीं मारा. I'll prove it to you that you can instantly do it. ओपन चैलेंज. अब इमेजिन करो कि आप लोग अपने कमरे में हो और अंधेरा है. घर के बाहर आप निकलते हो, अपने रूम खोल के निकलते हो, आप देखते हो कि आपके मोस्ट लव्ड पीपल, योर पेरेंट्स और योर वाइफ, योर सिस्टर, ब्रदर, सब लोग घुटने पे बैठे हुए, उनके ऊपर दो चोरों ने कुछ रखा हुआ है उनके सर पे. नाउ ऑन योर राइट यू सी अ गन, अ लोडेड गन. One thief is there, उसने गन पकड़ी हुई है. You have the opportunity to take the gun. It's a clean shot. Will you take that shot? You will take that shot. लोगों का खून खौल चुका. Now the same person, in an instant, in a change of a situation, how did you make this decision? Why do you want to wait for a situation like that to perform at your top level? Instant belief system change हो गया आप लोग को यार. All starts with belief, guys. You believe you can do it, you do it. Anybody can do anything. That's how we are designed. We are not equal in the market. We are equal at the soul level. To be equal at the market level, we need to take this belief system a notch higher. Name a single person who's at the top who doesn't have a strong belief system. You won't find them. Regardless of how much you want to vilify the concept of a belief system, it doesn't exist. So, Aditya, you need to believe in these concepts. Write this down. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter to you that you need to achieve this money? Not because you just want some money, but because if you don't, your parents' retirement is gone. Your personal freedom is gone. You spend the rest of your life doing something for somebody else. Maybe you keep fighting for money. Maybe you become a victim of inflation, which the US economy might be facing in the next couple of years. There you go. See, Anupam Pal has actually felt it. And यहाँ पे हंसी मजाक है. It's actually funny कि ऐसा हुआ, but instant thought change हो गया ना. So
हाँ
it's against people's belief. लोगों को लगता है कि decision लेने में इंसान को बदलने में बहुत time लगता है. All it took was one thought to change something so deep within you guys. How to ace in communication skill? Even I know English well. Still in the beginning, I'm stuck. Why? Practice, repetition. That's the only answer. Why do they make you do assignments in your college? Repetition is the way to learn things. Again, it's hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be top 10%. You repeat more than the others, you win. So can we learn something through paper trading? Yes, you can learn the concepts, you can learn how to press buttons. But again, the most important aspect is psychology, the mindset aspect. Once you do that, that's when you start earning in the market.
Okay,
What's
thank
the
you so
minimum
much, sir.
amount? I'll take a couple में 8:30 तक. नहीं मैं चल रहा था कोई टेंशन नहीं. I'll take 2 more questions. That's it. What's the minimum amount you should recommend, sir, to enter in the stock market? I told you, the structure. 10 lakh से क्या करना है? First one, you invest in PPF. Then you can start with as low as 500 rupees, my friend. For long-term investment, is technical as important as fundamental? A balance, a mix of both is really good. Fundamental helps you realize कि whether the director is good. कितना भी अच्छा टेक्निकल हो, अगर डायरेक्टर हिला हुआ है कंपनी का, तो फिर कुछ फायदा नहीं होने वाला उसका. एंड ऑफ द डे किंगफिशर डूबना ही था. So that's what you got to realize. Regardless of how well you see the fundamentals matlab news, articles, regardless of how good it is, you have to know some charts as well. Because kitna bhi acha news aaye, I told you, the first instance of falter or growth, we can see it on the chart. So we should trade zero-sum game or only investing? Investing can also be a zero-sum game, my friend, if the stock falls. You have no experience in stock, but I want to learn and start investing. What strategy I have to follow to be pro in this? The strategy is to learn one thing at a time. I'll give you a roadmap and I'll end with that. You start by understanding how stocks come into the market. For example, अभी मैजिक ब्रिक्स है. अगर मुझे मेरा घर लिस्ट करना है, ठीक है, तो मैं क्या करूंगा, मैं ब्रोकर को बता दूंगा मेरा काम खत्म. बट मैं बहुत अमीर आदमी हूँ, मेरे पास 500 घर है. मैं सब घर तो नहीं जाके बोल सकता ना कि आज ये भाई देखिए देखिए. आई कांट कीप शोइंग 500 हाउसेस. सो आई गो टू ब्रोकर्स एंड दोस ब्रोकर्स विल पुट इट ऑन मैजिक ब्रिक्स. मैजिक ब्रिक्स से बहुत लोग ढूंढेंगे. मैजिक ब्रिक्स इज अ पोर्टल where lots of houses are listed. Everybody can list their houses. NSE or National Stock Exchange is a portal where lots of stocks are listed. मुझे अगर रिलायंस खरीदना है तो मैं मुकेश भाई को कॉल नहीं लगा सकता. चाहता हूं लेकिन वो उठाते नहीं है, या नंबर भी गलत हो सकता है. So if I want to buy Reliance, I'll go to NSE, I'll buy it from here. This is the portal where you buy it from. Now, how this thing functions is where we start. From there on, you understand what is futures, what is options, what are candlesticks, what is price action, what are trends, what are support resistances. I gave you a brief overview of all these things. You can understand these things in deep for free. If you want to learn, it's available on my channel. See, I don't want to advertise. That's not the purpose of why I'm saying these things. But the only reason I'm telling you all these things is because this is the only trusted free source that I know of. Else, you can try Zero Dha's Varsity. You can try a few books. I don't have great book recommendations on stock trading. I can recommend some videos, which you can, like I said, the resources that I told, you can find over there. Okay? And the structure also I've given to you. Thank you, guys. There now a lot of questions are coming up. Sir, अच्छा answer करें. Now it's done, guys. You're too late. I have to take a leave. ठीक है. Thank you, Tushar, and thank you, IIT Madras, for this opportunity. I hope you guys got to learn something new, got to learn some interesting concepts. Even if you learned one interesting concept, do let me know. If you feel like it, share it on your Instagram or something. You can tag me. I would love to reshare that at Trading with Siddhant. And see you later, guys. Cheers. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time. And we share all your accounts in our main group. And thank you for all the audience for devote your time in this vibrant session. Thank you, everyone. For this note, I close this session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, Mahesh, sir, for live streaming this session. And I request you, please close this session.
Hello, Tushar group. Is there any WhatsApp group we can join?
Yes, yes. You can join Hilbert Street ITMBS, from where you can get all the information related to session and Siddhant sir also. I will share all the information related to Siddhant sir after some time.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you.